Back with another WordPress tutorial video. This time I want to talk a little bit about the different kinds of pages in WordPress. By default, WordPress has posts, which are also known as news posts or blog posts. Um, on the demo site, you can see an example of those here. Here's a good example of a blog with a couple of test posts. And if you click read more, you can see the entire post with all of the text. Um, so posts are typically chronologically ordered. And in the WordPress guide, I touch more on the difference between posts and pages in WordPress. So I'm not going to go too in depth here on that, but just so you know, there is a difference there. The other one is pages, as we said. Pages are static pages on your website. So while posts are chronologically ordered and meant to be more timely and ordered by the date or time that they were added to the website, uh, pages are more static, are hierarchically organized in a tree structure. So examples of pages would be page on the demo site, and additional static page is a static page. About is a static page here. So for page and additional static page here, this is an example of how pages are ordered in a tree structure. Additional static page is a child page of page. So that's an example of that. The third type of page we're going to have on WordPress in your website is something called custom post types. One example of those would be testimonials. So if we look on the front end, this is an example of a custom post type. So this is just like a custom post that I have created specifically for your website. And this is how they are displayed usually. So it looks similar to the posts, the blog page, but it's a little different. I will have customized that a little bit more. So here is an example of a custom created custom post type. So in this case, for the demo, I just call them Abell CPTs. I have another client here who is a lifestyle and fitness coach who wanted a custom post type for recipes in addition to her blog. So I created a one for recipes that she can post her recipes for her clients. So that's an example of that. You can click on that and go see the whole thing. Another one would be for this client who is an elder care specialist, would be services. And this is probably the most common type of custom post type that I create for my clients. So here are her services for her clients. So for custom post types, to edit a custom post type, it is just the same as a blog post or a page. So if I were to go to extended consultation, here's the content there. And here's the front end of that content. You can see there is more content here. There's more text than shows up in the preview here. And that's because I have excerpted, I'd added an excerpt function to the custom post type. So that's what this tag right here is. So if I want to edit that, say I want to move the more tag up to here before highlights to shorten that up a little bit. So in this case, I'm going to go to text because it's a little easier to control the more tag, if you have other tags in here like bullets, bulleted list, a bulleted list. So in this case, I am going to delete that more tag. I'm going to go before the period before highlights and add more here. And I'm going to say update. So back on the front end, you can see this is, when I refresh, this should shorten up to about here. And it did. For general editing of content, it's just the same as pages and posts. So if I wanted to add more content to the end of here, and then update, and then go back to the front end, you can see it's added to the custom post type here. The other thing I wanted to show on services here, so for your custom post type, generally I will have enabled the featured image to be used and displayed in a way that is appropriate for the front end of your website here. So this is the featured image, and when you click on the custom post, you can see it appears a little bigger on the post itself. So that's where this comes in. So if I want to change this, I'm going to remove it. And you can see that's good for SEO too. That shows up in Google. But if I want to change it to a different one, I'm going to go to the media library and I'm going to select this one. And you can see that's where the custom post type featured image is selected for the front end of the website. And one last thing I wanted to add about custom post types for the services example here for the elder care client is ordering of these custom posts. So to change the order, I've added a function that allows you to do that. If you go into services in this case and go to reorder, and this is the list of these services. I'm going to hover over one, and you're not going to get an arrow in this case. You're just going to get the text bar. But if you click and drag, you can click and drag the order. So say I want to move elder care management above household help. I'm just going to click and drag, click update. And then if you go to the front end of the website and view that, elder care now appears before household help. So that's how you can change the order of your custom posts in WordPress.